Hi guys, this is crazy with these people behind us, but my name is Misty Ward. I'm from Johnson County. I do a variety of things at Johnson Central High School. I'm an assistant principal, but I also take care of the extended day learning. We have extended day from 7 in the morning to 8:20, and then from 3:30 to 5:30 every day. Through the 21st Century Grant, 21st Century Community Learning Center. That RFA is currently out if any of you guys are interested in writing that grant for your schools. It's an easy write, and I would encourage everybody to do it because $150,000 a year is a great investment in extended day learning. So we call ours Eagle Enrichment, and you guys can look at that on Facebook if you're interested in seeing that. We try to post at least daily on what our kids are doing. During that time, we have homework help and tutoring, we have clubs activities, but we also target credit recovery kids. And these are kids who have failed more than one class and who need to make up some credit so that they can graduate with their peer group. And so what we found, we also offer summer programming. So there's 2 weeks in the summer that we have kids in. And I had 38 boys come to summer school this year. And so these kids were as rough and tumble as you can get. Like at one point, I went to a table and everybody was comparing their parents' mugshots. So this is the clientele that I'm working with. But we were able to develop some really positive relationships with those boys. And when this grant came out, I know that in our district, lots of people have written it for technology and robotics and all those kinds of things. I wanted to go a different way with it because these kids have technology. They have access to those kinds of things. What they don't have access to are hobbies that are not self-destructive. Their parents, their people who are raising them, sometimes great-grandparents, are engaging in destructive behaviors. So I wanted to give them something that they could do that was not destructive. So during summer school, they would do credit recovery in the morning, and then I would bring in something for them to do. Like if you finish this much of your credit recovery, then we're going to have an activity. And so one day I brought canvases and let them paint. And I was amazed at how quiet they were, how calm they were, how attentive they were to that painting. And so when this grant opportunity came out, that's what I wrote it for. I wanted to bring painting supplies to these kids. We targeted 15 boys they have a variety of at-risk indicators that, they're living in foster care, their parents are incarcerated, they are impacted by drug and alcohol abuse, they have failed more than one class, there are truancy issues, they've had multiple discipline referrals. I mean, you're talking about the 15 most at-risk kids at Johnson Central High School. And so I went to them, just started building those relationships, and they come in now from 7 in the morning to 8:20, and they paint with me. And I put Bob Ross on, or I put a YouTube video on, or I put something, and we just follow along together. And there's me, and there's a couple other volunteer teachers who come in, and this painting we've had 3 different painting sessions, and you would be amazed at the things that they've disclosed during that time. And I want to be successful, but I didn't know how. I didn't know that I could just talk to an adult. They didn't have those communication skills. So that's a whole lot of what we're doing. It's a lot more than painting. Trying to think, and we go 4 days a week. Like I said, it is a drop-in program. It's not punitive. We don't force them. But what we found is they don't have those relationships, so they come for the relationships. Trying to think if I've missed anything along the way. Our goal, my problem of practice is that our most at-risk students lack skills necessary to cope with their external environment. And we are assessing the impact of arts education on at-risk youth, because these are kids who would also never take art class. They're involved in our carpentry classes, they're involved in our ag classes, but they're not going to be in visual art class. So, and you would be surprised at the beauty of the art that they've created. And my poster's downstairs if you want to take a look at it. And so what we received art supplies including canvases, paint, and paintbrushes. And our art teacher has been kind enough to allow us to use her space. And so they know that that's also a safe place that they can come every single morning. And during that unstructured time in the morning is where they would get in trouble. That's where they would get in the fights. That's where they would be in the hallway doing things that they shouldn't be doing. But instead, they're with us and with my volunteers in Eagle Enrichment. And so we also do therapeutic painting. So I'm playing music. We talk about, the use of stroke and how that they can just be a rhythm to their painting. And so I've found that it seems like they're already seeing some positive impacts. Number one, it's impacting their attendance. Just the fact that they're coming to school all 5 days in that week is a big advance for these kids. And so far, we've not had anybody get in any trouble. They know that when they get sent for a discipline referral, that I'm going to be the first person that they're going to see. And our director of discipline knows. He's like, oh, I got one of yours. I got one of your kids. And so they know they're going to have to face me. And they haven't had an adult who has been responsible for them in many cases their whole lives. So we've painted American flags, which they love. We've painted sunsets. We've painted their initials. We're just trying to, we keep it very simple. We're not talking about really complicated painting, but it's just good for their minds. Our expected impact, we want to see fewer discipline referrals. We want to see improved attendance, but most important, we want to see healthy relationships for these kids because that's what they're lacking. And so, again, I invite you to check out our Eagle Enrichment Facebook page. You can see their faces on there, and they've all signed releases so that they can be shared. And a lot of them don't even know. That's the other thing. They don't even know why they're there. They just know that I go to them and I invite them repeatedly. And so hopefully we will see those positive impacts throughout the lifetime of this grant. Do you have any questions?